Welcome back to another video. Today I'm discussing something that's been on my timeline, of course, with different social medias and conversation circles I've been in with anime, saying JJK is essentially copying Boruto. No. And of course this comes from the concept of having aliens invade Earth, taking over Earth, and inevitably these new sorcerers, instead of fighting other sorcerers, have to then within fight the much bigger threat than their predecessors in terms of, hey, we got to fight these aliens. No. Now I could see where the concept could be considered copying. I mean, the concept is pretty much the same, inevitably, but it's still approaching it from two different, factors of anything. For example, as far as we know, that it has been explained in the JJK sequel, which is only like 2-3 chapters as of right now, at least as of the time of this recording. These aliens are refugees trying to coexist with the humans, where inevitably the Otsutskis want the Earth. They don't want to take over the Earth. They have no qualm. They don't want to take over the Earth. They don't want to rule the Earth. They just want the Earth for its nutrients and its chakra, inevitably destroying it. They don't really care about the living inhabitants at all. They don't want any of that. They just want to gain the chakra, the nutrients from the Earth itself. They don't really want to rule over nobody. While these ones have been theorized or have been talked about, saying, oh, we want to coexist, but we could rule over you inevitably because we chilled up out here, knowing Sukuna, Gojo, Yuta, Yuji, a lot of y'all strong people were down there, and maybe not having the best opportunity to coexist with them down there, of course. And that's what's been talked about. But the aliens have two different approaches, two different things. Now, if you want to say, hey, they fighting, it should have been sorcerers fighting other sorcerers, instead it's sorcerers fighting aliens, like how the ninjas are fighting the aliens instead of ninjas fighting ninjas. I can tell you one thing. The aliens out of JJK, I get, is a little unnatural and not really explained or foreshadowed in the original JJK kind of thing. But Naruto, if you looked at the grand scheme of what Naruto is, except for the first part, where Shippuden comes around, a lot of things was gearing towards the Ten Tails, gearing towards Kaguya, gearing towards a manipulation, inevitably showing how, as much as we hate Black Zetsu, how everyone was manipulated behind something until the master manipulator really showed himself. And inevitably it was Black Zetsu controlling everyone behind it, or at least all the villains behind the scenes, all the major players behind the scenes. That effectively ruining some people's show, but it happens. So Kaguya pop out. People say Madara should have been the last villain, but Kaguya pop out, and then we crawl into Boruto, where you see Ishiki, Momoshiki, if you want to say Urashiki, sure, and Kenshiki, inevitably getting beaten by Naruto. Naruto still gets the moments. That's another thing. The old heads still get moments in Boruto. Naruto, Sasuke will get their moments. Sometimes the other old heads from the Konoha 12 get their moments, at least in Boruto anime filler, if you watch the first part of Boruto. But JJK, all of them are dead. Well, majority of them are dead. Should be. Megami has had talks saying he's dead. Yuta, dead. Maki, dead. We can assume all the older classmen are dead. We have no idea about Hikari, but we can assume Hikari, because he was older than Yuta, is dead. The only ones that should be really walking around are the first years. Nobara, Yuji, Megami's dead, but Nobara, Yuji, Todo, if he's the first year. I think Todo's the second year, so Todo should be gone off the map too. So within those characters, they're all dead. They did a major time jump. It is not like their children are taking over to fight these aliens. It's their grandchildren that are going to inevitably have to fight and deal with the aliens. As well, since we have that, many people, Boruto took the direct sequel approach, while JJK took the 20 years in the future, 30 years in the future approach, where many people don't like. I'll explain. Inevitably, keeping Naruto and Sasuke relevant and around for Boruto made sense for the fans of the franchise. We want to see more Naruto and Sasuke. There was no if you do a 20-30 year time jump, inevitably kicking them or killing them off the show, not many people are going to watch the show. We want Naruto for nostalgic reasons, for many reasons. People were not going to watch Boruto if Naruto and Sasuke were not in it. We borderline knew that. While JJK, many people, though we enjoy the manga sequel, is going to be read, is going to be watched, just not by as many people, because they killed majority of people's favorite characters already. The only one walking around, as far as we know, is Yuji and Nobara. Yuji is not the most popular guy in his own anime. Nobara is not even the most likable female in JJK. So, you know, they doing it from two different approaches. I get the aliens versus sorcerers, aliens versus ninjas, but the aliens are trying to do two different things. One wants to rule, one just wants to destroy the planet. One has no interest in ruling, to be fair with you. The only ones who, I don't think no one in Boruto really wants to rule the world. As far as we know, I don't really know about them god trees and what they're trying to get at, besides the whole learning and evolving themselves. That's kind of it. I disagree with them copying. The concept may be similar, but if you just look a little bit deeper and read like 2 chapters, which is all that is in the JJK sequel, you could tell that there is a clear difference on how they're trying to play out the story between the aliens and sorcerers, than the Boruto and aliens. But that's just my take. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Is JJK copying Boruto? If not, let me know how y'all feel. Anyway, peace out.